शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। We have seen 5 definitions of mithyatva. These 5 definitions are elaborately discussed in a book called Advaita Siddhi by Madhusudana Saraswati. So, we can understand that the dream is mithya, dream is unreal. It is not difficult to understand. But even this world, Jagat, Jagan Mithya, this is an important aspect of the teaching. Shankaracharya sums up the teaching of Vedanta in 2 lines. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Brahman is Satya, Jagat is Mithya. Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha, and Jiva is Brahman. Just 2 lines. Entire Vedanta is summed up.
Naparaha means not.
Na aparaha. Na aparaha, na paraha. Not different. Jivaha Brahma eva. Jiva is Brahman only. Na aparaha. Not anything different from Brahman. And not anything different means not even a part. Not even a part of Brahman. Jiva is Brahman. There it ends. So, Jagat is mithya. So, Jagataha mithyatve pramanam kim. What is the pramana to say Jagat is mithya? Everything has to be stated with the pramana. Lakshana pramanabhyam vastu siddhi. Any fact has to be established with the lakshana and pramana. Lakshana means definition. We have seen 5 definitions. In fact, every definition should be free from the fallacies. there are three fallacies in a definition. What are the three fallacies? Madhavi?
Three fallacies in a definition.
Yeah. Remember what I said in Chikmagalur? No, that is a Lakshana. Yeah, there are three fallacies. One is Ativyapti, another is Avyapti, another is Asambhava. These are the three fallacies in a definition. Three fallacies. When we define something, it should be free from these three fallacies. Ativyapti, Avyapti and Asambhava. Ativyapti means over coverage. Over coverage.
You gave the example of cow.
Yeah. I gave the example of cow. Suppose you say four-legged animal is a cow. I am defining cow. Cow is a four-legged animal. What happens? Over coverage. It includes any dog also. Dog also has four legs. Cat also has four legs. Horse also has four legs. So, four-legged animal is cow. It covers the cow, but it covers even other things. Then it is not a proper definition of cow. This fallacy is called Ativyapti. Then second one is Avyapti. Avyapti means under coverage. Under coverage means it doesn't cover all the entire defined object. It covers only a portion of the defined. For example, who are human beings? Only the people who wear specs are human beings. Human beings are the animals, the creatures who wear glasses. Or human beings are the creatures who wear necklace. So what happens? Some human beings are covered. In this room, only 3-4 human beings are covered. The other 5 are not covered. 5 are covered, other 4 are not. Of course, I am covered. Now I am not wearing. So
We can't bring the cow as an example in a.
you can, but I want to give a, just for so simplify. We can bring cow also. So, but
How would you do that?
huh?
How would you do that?
How would you do? Let me explain later on. I will explain later. So, otherwise it will be a spoiler. If I say now, it will be a spoiler. So third one is asambhavaha. Asambhavaha means non-coverage or impossibility. The definition doesn't cover any portion of the defined. The definition doesn't even fit into the defined. For example, cows are two-legged creatures. It is asambhava because no cow has 2 legs. All cows have 4 legs. There is no 2-legged cow. So it is asambhava. So ativyapti, avyapti and asambhava. A lakshana, a definition should be free from these three types of fallacies. Now how to fit avyapti into cow? Okay, before that, how to define a cow? Let's see how to define a cow properly. If I have to define a cow, I should avoid these three fallacies. Therefore, I should refer to the cow with such a characteristic, with such a feature, which is there in all the cows, and it is not there in anything other than cow. It should be there in all cows, but it is not there in anything other than cow. What it is? Julap. Sasnadimatvam gotvam. Sasna. You should have dewlap. So with the dewlap, I define cow. So anything that has a dewlap, an animal with the dewlap is called cow. It is not there in any other animal. So that is how I cover all the cows and I exclude anything other than cow. It is called asadharana dharmaha. Lakshanam is asadharana dharmaha. A characteristic, a feature which is asadharana, specific to only the defined. It is a set of features, a group of features that are specific to the defined is called lakshana. So now if I say the animal which has a dewlap and the animal which is black, dark, is a cow, then what happens? A dark animal with the dewlap, it is under coverage. That is how I fit into cow. So that is lakshana. And we defined mithyatva. And even in the definition of mithyatva, the authors discuss, if you miss this part of the definition, it will lead to undercoverage. If you miss this part of the definition, it will lead to overcoverage. Thus, all fallacies are analyzed. So there is a definition and there is an analysis of the definition also. So it is hair splitting. That is why some people didn't turn up today. So mithyatva has 5 lakshanas, 5 definitions of mithyatva. Now, lakshanam is done. We need pramana. Without pramana, we cannot accept. Just defining something does not establish a fact. You need to give pramana. As we discussed in the last session, we have 6 pramanas. We don't need to give all the pramanas. Even one pramana is enough. So, Vedanta. Basically, Vedanta has only one pramana. That is Shruti pramana, Shabda pramana. That is why first of all, before anything, we give Shabda Pramana. The Upanishad Vakya, Vedanto Nama Upanishad Pramanam. That is how Sadananda defines Vedanta. There is a book called Vedanta Sara. Sadananda, written by a great Acharya called Sadananda. So he defines Vedanta. Vedanto Nama Upanishad Pramanam. Vedanta is Upanishad, which is Pramana. So, how does Vedanta convey the Mithyatva? In fact, Vedanta doesn't directly say Jagat is Mithya. It is not stated anywhere. But it conveys the Mithyatva. And Vedanta uses three methodologies to convey the Mithyatva of Jagat. The first is direct negation. Negation with the direct words. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is a statement, Athata Adesho Neti Neti. Neti Neti. The word Neti is repeated twice. In Sanskrit, a repetition means Vipsa. Vipsa means covering everything. When something is repeated, that means all, every. We use it in our languages also. When is the Vedanta class? Monday Vedanta class is there. It is our Indian English. Monday class. Somvara class. So when you repeat, so it is basically Sanskrit. In fact, there is a Paninian Sutra also, which says if you repeat, it means it covers everything. Nitya Vipsayoho. There are many such shlokas. Yeah. So it's a usage, but the grammatical rule, as a grammatical rule, if you want to cover all, cover everyone, you have to just repeat it. Instead of saying every, you don't have to say pratidinam also. Dinam, day means every day. So it is a grammatically accepted usage in Sanskrit and all the languages that came from Sanskrit, whether it is Kannada or Sanskrit or Hindi or Kannada. It is very much used in our languages. So Neti is repeated twice. Neti. That means everything is negated. All that can be negated is negated. So, in fact, Neti negates everything. But what can be negated? There can be certain things which cannot be negated at all. The statement Neti cannot negate something that cannot be negated. That is how, by saying Neti, there is the Upanishad negates everything and arrives at something that cannot be negated. It is a very unique way of stating something. The very statement serves two purposes. It negates everything that can be negated, and it retains something, it establishes something that cannot be negated. What cannot be negated is the very self, who is called the Sakshi of all Nishedhas, the witness of all negation. It cannot be negated. And that is the self, the Atma. So that is the functioning of Neti Niti. Then there are similar statements. Neha nana asti kinchana. There is no nana. Kathopanishad. Manasaivedamaptavyam. Neha nana asti kinchana. Iha nana na asti. There is no many in this world. Nana means duality. Nana means many, and many means duality. Anything more than one is duality. Neha nana asti kinchana. And the Shruti doesn't leave there. It further says, Mrityosya mrityumapnoti ya iha naneva pashyati. Nana iva. There is as though many. He just adds an iva. The many is iva, as though. See, mithyatva. Once you add iva, it means mithyatva. Nana iva. But this person, pashyati, sees the reality of the as though many. Attributes reality to the as though many. Then what happens? He is the greatest loser. If you attribute reality to the as though many, the Upanishad says, you are the greatest loser. How? Mrityosya mrityumapnoti. He goes from death to death. Mrityoho mrityum apnoti. Means he doesn't get moksha. He ends up being in samsara. So, nanatva darshanam or jagati satyatva buddhi, looking upon the jagat as satya, is a cause of samsara. So, neti neti, neha nanasti kinchana. Then there is another popular statement in Chandogya Upanishad. Vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam. Vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam. All vikara. Vikara means the products, the whole creation. The creation is just name. Vacharambhanam vikaro namadheya. It is namadheya. Just name. Just name means it doesn't have any substance. Just like the pot. What is pot? Is there a substance called pot? There is no substance called pot. Pot is just a name, Namadheya. And who produces the name? Vacharambhanam. Vageva alambanam tasya. Your words are its support. It has no existence other than your support, your words. Then what is the reality? Sadeva Satyam. Only the Sat, Brahman alone is Satya. So, likewise, there are many direct statements which negate the Satyatva of the universe, the reality of the universe. Instead, establish the Mithyatva. This is one way of conveying Mithyatva. Then there is another way. Instead of touching the Jagat, the Shruti talks about the non-duality of Brahma. If Brahman is non-dual, if Brahman is infinite, then there is no room for Jagat. There is no room for duality. See, suppose there are some sweets. So everybody thinks I will get one after the session. Then she tells me, everything is for you, you take all. What does it imply? By implication, it means others are not going to get anything. She need not utter it with the direct words. Others will not get. She need not say. If she just says all of it is for somebody, that means others are ruled out. Likewise, when the Shruti says Brahman is the only one without a second, then Jagat is ruled out. Ekameva dvitiyam sadeva somyedamagra asit ekameva dvitiyam, or satyam jnanam anantam brahma. So, Brahman is satyam and anantam. That means Jagat is mithya. By implication, we can understand Jagat is mithya. Otherwise, Brahman cannot be ananta. This is called Shrutarthapatti. We are using Arthapatti Pramana here. What is Arthapatti Pramana? Yeah.
Postulation.
Yeah, postulation. How it's done? Arthapatti Pramana. The fat Devadatta example. Devadatta is fat and he doesn't eat during daytime. That means it implies that he eats at night. Otherwise it is not possible. Likewise, based on certain statements of Shruti, we arrive at certain things that are not directly stated. Certain facts that are not directly stated. For example, Brahman is Satyam and Anantam. It is not possible without the Mithyatva of Jagat. This is called Shruta Arthapatti. Shruta means based on a Shruti Vakya. Based on what you heard, you postulate. So, second way of conveying the mithyatva is Shrutarthapatti. See, this is how we make use of Arthapatti Pramana. Arthapatti Pramana is used this way. And then third way of conveying mithyatva. It is another beautiful way. It is called Badha Samanadhikaranya. There are statements which operate on the basis of Badha Samanadhikaranya. To understand this, we should remember 4 types of Samanadhikaranya. There are 4 types of Samanadhikaranya. Let's first understand what is Samanadhikaranya. So I think we will need one more session if we go this way. So Samanadhikaranyam means apposition. Apposition. You know what is apposition? No, not against. Like
agreement.
In a sentence, there are 2 words which essentially mean the same object. For example, Delhi is the capital of India. Delhi, the capital of India. Delhi is not different. Delhi is not other than the capital of India. The word Delhi also refers to the same place, and capital of India also refers to the same place. So if I say, I visited Delhi, the capital of India, I didn't visit 2 places. I didn't visit Delhi and the capital of India. I visited Delhi, the capital of India. So here Delhi and capital of India both refer to the same object. Then in the grammatical terminology, the 2 phrases, Delhi and capital of India, these 2 are said to be in apposition. Not opposition, apposition. So apposition is like an equation in the form of a sentence. If you write it mathematically, Delhi is equal to capital of India. If you write it mathematically, it becomes an equation. If you write it as a sentence, then it is called apposition. It is called Samanadhikaranyam. The 2 words are in Samanadhikaranyam, we say. Both refer to the same. Like Dasharathihi Ramaha. Rama, who is Dasharathihi. Dasharathi means son of Dasharatha. Rama, the son of Dasharatha. Both refer to the same. So, such statements where 2 words are in apposition, it is called Samanadhikaranya Vakya. A statement of Samanadhikaranya. So there are 4 Samanadhikaranyas. Depending on what the statement conveys, the Samanadhikaranya are of 4 types. The first type of Samanadhikaranya is called Visheshana Visheshya Samanadhikaranya. Visheshana and Visheshya. Adjective, substantive, Samanadhikaran. One serves as adjective, another serves as substantive. For example, red lotus or blue lotus, Neelam Utpalam. Neelam is Visheshana, Utpalam is Visheshya. So Visheshana and Visheshya are in opposition. One qualifies the other. So what is Neelam? What is blue? Lotus is blue. What is blue? What kind of lotus? Blue lotus. So it is Visheshana, Visheshya, Samanadhikaranya. Then another Samanadhikaranya is Adhyasa Samanadhikaranya. A Samanadhikaranyam which conveys Adhyasa, superimposition. For example, someone says, this is a snake. This is a snake. It is Adhyasa Samanadhikaranya. Or if I say, he is Gopal, we make mistakes in identifying. It is also a kind of Adhyasa. He looks familiar. The person looks familiar. You have seen him before. But you don't recollect his true identity. There is ajnana of his true identity, who he really is. Then you superimpose another person on him, another person's identity on him. It is called Adhyasa. So he and Gopal, they are equated. It is called Adhyasa Samanadhikaranya.
Even red crystal fits in here.
Yeah, red crystal also is Adhyasa Samanadhikaranya. Red crystal.
Because it's red because of something else.
Yeah. So Adhyasa Samanadhikaranyam is possible in two ways. One is because of mistake. A non-deliberate superimposition. A superimposition which is a mistake, an error. But then there are certain superimpositions, certain adhyasa, which is not error. It is deliberate. Shalagrame Vishnu Buddhihi. In upasanas, when we do upasana, we do this kind of superimposition. You look upon a symbol as something greater than the symbol. So we have so many symbols. Shalagrama, Shalagrame Vishnu Buddhihi. It's a kind of Adhyasa Samanadhikaranya. If I say Shalagramaha Vishnuhu, the Shalagrama is Vishnu. It is an attitude. Everybody knows that it is a stone. Shalagrama is a stone. But we look upon the stone as Vishnu for the sake of upasana. It is called Adhyasa Samanadhi. So, Visheshana Visheshya and Adhyasa. Two types of Samanadhikaranyam. Then there is another Aikya Samanadhikaranyam. Aikya Samanadhikaranyam is a Samanadhikaranyam which conveys the oneness of the two. Oneness of certain things that are otherwise seen to be different, mistaken to be different. For example, Soyam Devadattaha. This is that Devadatta. You have seen him 40 years back, and you see him now. You didn't recognize him. You thought he's a different person altogether. But then somebody comes and introduces Soyam Devadattaha. It is called Aikya Samanadhikaranyam. That Devadatta is this Devadatta. Aikya Samanadhikaranyam removes the notion of difference between two objects. Then another Samanadhikaranyam. So, Aikya Samanadhikaranyam is used in Tattvamasi. Tattvam Asi. You are that. It is Aikya. So, Aikya Samanadhikaranyam is also very much used in Vedanta. And then another type of Samanadhikaranyam is called Badha Samanadhikaranyam. A Samanadhikaranyam where one is negated is called Badha Samanadhikaranyam. For example, somebody mistakes a rope as a snake and says this is a snake. Then you know that it is not a snake, it's a rope. But he says there is a snake, there is a snake. Then you tell him your snake is a rope. Your snake is a rope. Snake is equal to rope. What does it mean? That means snake is not a snake. It is just a rope. The snake is unreal. It is a mistake. With this statement, you negated the snake. It is a Samanadhikaranya, an equation where you negated the snake. Negation means Badha. Badha means negation of something which is taken to be real. So such statements are Badha Samanadhikaranya. So in Vedanta also we have Badha Samanadhikaranya Vakyas.
Not the other three.
Others are also there. I told Aikya Samanadhikaranya also told. Brahma Satyam, as I said, there is Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. It is conveyed by statements like Tattvamasi, the Mahavakya. Mahavakya is based on Aikya Samanadhikaranya. Then there are statements which operate on Badha Samanadhikaranyam. And such statements convey the mithyatva of the Jagat. For example, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahman. How can everything be Brahman? Everything cannot be Brahman. Because everything involves all duality. Some are small, some are big. All dualities are there. All names and forms are there. And you equate it to something, Brahman, which is devoid of all dualities. Ekameva Adviti. Everything is multitude. And Brahman is one without a second. Kevalam. Therefore, this equation is just like rope, snake is equal to rope. You are equating snake to rope. Yeah. Therefore, from this statement we should understand that everything is mithya. Brahman alone is Satyam. Just like snake is superimposed on rope, everything is superimposed on Brahman. That is how Badha Samanadhikaranya Vakyas work. There are many such statements like Brahmaivedam Amritam Purastad, Brahma Paschat, Brahma Dakshinataschottarena, Adhaschordhancha Prasrutam, Brahmaivedam Vishwamidam Varishtham. Brahmaivedam Amritam Purastad. So, Purastad, in the east, all that is in the east is Brahman. Brahma Paschat, all that is in the west is Brahman. Brahma Dakshinataha, all that is in the south is Brahman. All that is in the north is Brahman. All that is Adhaha, below, and Urdhvam is also Brahman. Brahmaivedam Vishwamidam Varishtham. This whole universe is nothing but Brahman. So it is also Badha Samanadhikaranya. Everything is Brahman implies Jagat is Mithya and Brahman is Satyam. So that is the third mode of conveying Jagan Mithyatva by the Shruti. So that is regarding Shruti Pramana. Then in favor of the Shruti Pramana, we put forward many logics also. Anumana Pramana. There are so many logics. If you study books like Gaudapada Karika, based on Mandukya Upanishad, Gaudapada puts forward many logics to establish the Mithyatva, Jagan Mithya. And a popular logic is Jagan Mithya Drishyatvat Swapna Drishyavat. The Jagat is Mithya. Why? Drishyatvat. Because the whole universe is Drishya. It is an object of your experience. Anything that is drishya is mithya. And how do you say that? Swapna drishya, like dream objects. The dream objects are mithya. On waking, you cannot dispute it. If it is in the dream, you could have disputed. How can you say this is mithya? But a waker cannot dispute it. So, Jagan mithya. So, these are certain anomalies, certain logics are put forward. In Vedanta, the inferences are given just in support of the Shruti. Because any statement of the Vedanta cannot be arrived at independently through logics. Naisha tarkena shrutira, naisha tarkena matirapaneya. One cannot arrive at the conclusion of Vedanta keeping the Shruti aside and purely through speculation, purely through logical speculation. It is not a subject matter of tarka, it's not a subject matter of logics. Certain things are beyond logics. That doesn't mean it is illogical. Being illogical is something, and not being available to logics is something else. When Vedanta makes a claim, you might suspect its logicality. Is it illogical? The suspicion of illogicality is ruled out by means of logics. That is why we use logics. The logics are useful in ruling out the suspicion of illogicality of Vedantic contentions. It is called sambhavana. We have a process of sambhavana. Sambhavana means showing the logical possibility, logical tenability of the claims of Vedanta. And that is what these logics do. They are in support. They support the revelation of Vedanta. I won't call it claim, it's a revelation. Vedanta reveals the mithya and it is supported by logic. So many logics are used. And last week she was asking, how do you use anupalabdhi in Vedanta? Anupalabdhi is a pramana. What is anupalabdhi? Non-apprehension. Non-apprehension means not perceive certain things. And non-apprehension is a pramana for knowing the absence. As I said, absence of evidence is evidence of absence. Absence of evidence is evidence of absence. even that can be used. It is used to support the Mithyatva. Gaudapada, in one of his Karikas, one of the verses, each verse is called a Karika in Gaudapada, in the commentary of Mandukya Upanishad. He says, Yadi satyam bhaved vishvam sushupta upalabhyatam. If Jagat is Satya, let it be available in deep sleep. If Jagat is Satya, let it be available in deep sleep and prove itself. I am real. This is Anupalabdhi Pramana. Sushupto Jagat na upalabhyate. In Sushupti, the Jagat is not seen, not found. And it is a support. It's in favor of the Mithyatva. If something is real, it should have been present always. If it disappears once in a while, appears and disappears, then it need not be Satya. So, these are certain arguments in favor of Mithyatva. So, that is Pramana. Pramana for Mithyatva. Now, finally, let's discuss the purpose of knowing Mithyatva. Purpose of Mithyatva Nishchaya. How it serves, how it helps us. If I understand Jagat is Mithya, in what way it helps us? Here I would like to make a note that a philosophy is not made based on the purpose it serves. Truth cannot be based on the purpose it serves. Putting it in another language, we cannot build a philosophy based on our convenience. Philosophy should be based on Praman, valid source of knowledge. I like it this way, so let me believe this way. It cannot be a philosophy. A few days back, I had visited a house, and there I was discussing karma. So there is something called karma, and all the suffering that we get is because of our previous karma. Then there was another lady who had explored some spirituality here and there. So she said, I don't like this theory because it doesn't serve my purpose. Instead, I would like to believe that everything is happening at random. Then I can feel compassion, or I can feel, So, I don't like this theory. But a theory is not made based on your liking. It should be based on facts. And facts are based on Pramana. Whether you like it or not, karma is supported by Pramana. That is why we accept karma. So then we have to see how it helps us. After going through the pramana, we can analyze how it helps us. So Jagat is mithya. It is not based on our liking or our convenience. Jagat is mithya. It is based on pramana. Then how this understanding helps us, this question comes afterwards. Does it help or not? Yes, it helps. This understanding is quite liberating. First of all, without understanding the mithyatva of Jagat, I cannot understand the non-duality of Brahman. Brahman is infinite, anantam. This cannot be understood without understanding Jagan Mithya. Because if Jagat is Satya, then Brahman will have a parallel reality. And if it has a parallel reality, Brahman would be limited. So, Brahmanaha anantatvam aparichinnatvam, and the anantatvam of Brahman is my anantatva, my infinite nature. Therefore, to understand my infinite nature, I should understand the mithyatva of Jagat. Without understanding Jagan Mithya, I cannot understand Brahma Advitiyam. This is the foremost purpose. Then second, when I understand the Jagat is Mithya, the Jagat does not disturb me anymore. It cannot scare me anymore. As long as I think the rope snake is real, as long as the rope snake is real to me, it will scare me. It causes fear. Likewise, the Jagat is capable of frightening me until I attribute reality. When I understand its mithyatva, it can no longer scare me. And even our life is included in Jagat. Our life is a part of Jagat. Because it is just a series of events. And we identify with the series of events. And it is scary sometimes. What will happen to me? What is happening to me? What will happen to me? What is happening to me? What has happened to me? Everything is within the Jagat. Everything is mithya. Therefore, it cannot bother me. This is a great relief. And third, another purpose of understanding mithyatva. The Jagat loses its ability to attract me. See, Jagat scares me when I think it is real. It is explained with the Rajju Sarpa Drishtanta. Jagat attracts me when I think it is real. Is explained with another example. Shukti Rajata. There is a shell, and I think it is a silver coin, rupee, 1 rupee coin or 10 rupees coin. In olden days it meant something. 1 rupee meant something. Now it is, you know what is the value of 1 rupee. So, it loses the ability to attract me. Therefore, I become free from desire, free from raga, bhaya, krodha, vita raga, bhaya, krodha. All qualities of a Jivan Mukta are the result of Jagan Mithyatva Nishchaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.